Ni hao. Do you speak English?
Ni hao,
Look,
okay.
this is you.
Bob, you're a producer at 60 Minutes, and on most of your stories, we don't see you on the broadcast. This story is different. You're the producer who went all the way to China to confront this man. Is it correct to say this is what's known as an ambush interview at 60 Minutes?
Sure, this would be an ambush interview, and I think the definition is when you pop out of nowhere and start asking somebody questions, somebody who wasn't expecting to see you. What we've learned over the years is that it's not to be used lightly, and it's a last resort, and it can be wonderfully illuminating.
This is you and your son. This is put out in the U.S. to arrest you in the U.S.
He goes by the alias Gordon Ginn. Who is Gordon Ginn?
Gordon Ginn turned out to be two people, a father and a son, who were sending lots of fentanyl and fentanyl derivatives from their factory in China to doorsteps in the United States where people had ordered them online. A, it was illegal, B, it was dangerous, and C, people were dying from it.
What did it take to find the father and get him on camera?
It took hiring the right private investigator. And he was able to track down the father. He was a needle in the haystack of Shanghai with all its millions of people, but they managed to find him. The challenge then, once we knew where he was to figure out where to ask him our questions. And the private investigator found that he went to this grocery store, and that lo and behold, the morning we were looking for him, he was at the grocery store.
Did you have a plan for how you were going to?
Yeah, the plan was to get between him and his bike so that hopefully it would slow him up in making his exit.
Did he know he was being filmed?
No, he didn't know he was being filmed. They were hidden cameras.
Will the Chinese government ever arrest you?
Besides good television, why is an ambush interview, useful for the viewer?
I think an ambush interview serves a purpose in trying to get some substance. The first question was, are you still selling fentanyl to the United States?
Do you still sell fentanyl in the U.S.?
And he said no.
没有，我没去过。
But what was immediately interesting was he didn't say fentanyl, drugs, what the hell are you talking about? But the more significant question was the second one, which was, will the Chinese government ever arrest you? So was this guy even worried about being arrested? And he gave a very substantive answer. He said, no, the Chinese government has nothing to do with it.
The Chinese people would be appalled to know that this is going on in their country, appalled to know that this material is coming from their country and killing other people. The Chinese
James Rao is a parent who we meet in your 60 Minutes story, who lost his son to a fentanyl overdose.
Right.
And it turns out that Gordon Ginn was the source of that fentanyl.
Right.
Every single day you think, what could I have done to stop this from happening to my family? I was in charge, I didn't do this right, and it's breaking my heart.
Okay, last question. What do you say to parents? What do you say to parents whose children died from taking your drugs?
That was one that we felt, okay, it's pretty heavy, but it should be asked. And we didn't know what he'd say to that, didn't expect much, and he basically froze and walked away.
Should ambushes only be used against truly bad actors?
Well, ideally, I think the worse the actor, the more justified the ambush.
Are you going to leave?
No, I have no intention of leaving until you tell me what's on your mind. Come on in, fellas.
Mike Wallace, who was one of the first people to start ambush interviews, was also one of the first to stop them, because he concluded that they gave off more heat than light.
Meaning?
And more excitement than substance.
I mean, everybody's scuttling like cockroaches around here. I don't understand. They must be ashamed of something.
And in this particular case, there was this woman with him that kept yelling at me and shouting out and basically saying to him, don't answer, and to us, don't come back, and get out of here, whatever. That was the heat. But fortunately, from the answers he gave, we did get some light.